I got a 2009 Hyundai Elantra. Just got towed in. I can't remember the last time I did a excuse me. I can't remember the last time I did a belt replacement. It's been a minute. This one, I thought the alternator was defective when I talked to the customer on the phone, because naturally when the brake lights come on, the ESP lights come on this car because it has electronic power steering. I mean, you would think the alternator is going out, but you know, just a preliminary diagnosis over the phone based off of the symptoms the customer described. Once I get it, then I can properly assess it. But this wound up being just a broken belt, and I'm gonna show you the belt. What did I do with the other one? I ditched it somewhere around here. I think I got rid of it. The other one is still on there for the AC compressor. I'm gonna pull it off and show you how dry rotted it is. But simply the belt just broke. Alternator seems to be it doesn't seem to be locked up. The water pump doesn't seem to be locked up. The harmonic balancer isn't wobbling. It's running true. So, I mean, simply put, we did find once this vehicle got out of the tow truck, the belt fell off the ground. I could see it was very bad. It was dry rotted, and the other one in the back is very badly dry rotted. So we'll take a look at those when I get these off. So really quick, I'm gonna shut up. Just go ahead and get into it, because you know, maybe if I provide any social commentary, I'll talk while I'm working, but you know how I do. So we're going to jump right on up in here and loosen up the alternator. Then we'll take the splash shield off in the wheel well here, and then we'll get some good angles, hopefully, on getting that tensioner off for that AC compressor belt, and also for the alternator. So we'll show how to loosen all that up and get it taken care of. This 12 here. This fastener off the tensioner. Let's get that loose. There's another 12 millimeter down here to release the tensioner. And I probably could have used my electronic ratchet, so like when I put it back, I'll just get my ratchet down here. Made this a lot faster. Let's see if it's loose. This car did come from a used lot, so it did need a few repairs, and they had to go back over when I did an initial look, but the guy really needed a car. So I got this is a 12 here, there's another 12, and I need to go on the bottom to loosen up the other fastener at the base of the alternator, so we can completely manipulate it and move it. Right here at the splash shield. Use these. So get this right here. So that corner there is where that last fastener we had removed is located. Alright, now we got the tensioner. You can see how cracked that belt is right there. Those are literally the cracks. So we got the tensioner for the AC compressor. And to the right here, we're going to work on getting that fastener right there. Here's the base of the alternator. Get this fastener here, which is not facing me, so we're gonna have to go on the opposite side. Shucks. Alright, at the back of the alternator here, there's our fastener. Got our 12. Just gonna break it loose. I'm gonna take it off. I'm just a full turn, and now I should be able to freely move the alternator. Should be able to. Just take it off a little more. Alright, let's see what happens. Alright, so we're back at the AC compressor, the tensioner. We have a 12 millimeter here, and we're going to remove the fastener that retains. Yeah, it probably should be replaced. Take a look at it when I get it off. I'm pretty sure play is a little okay. See how bad it is. We're going to remove the fastener that retains the tensioner, keeps it in place. That's going to be a 14. And we'll damn, that belt is horrible. Look how bad that belt is. It's a lot worse than what I thought. Man. Let's take a look at it. Take it off. I know I have a tendency sometimes to pack it with grease, depending on how it looks. So here's our idler here with a tensioner pulley. And sometimes I'll pry this off if it's accessible, and if it don't have any grease in it, I'll just clean it out with brake cleaner and put some wheel bearing grease in there, and hopefully that should restore its lubricity abilities, because it removes freely now. Yeah, I can feel some hard spots in there. Let me take a look at it. Yeah, see how dry it is in there? That's why it moves around so freely. What I'll do, I'll just take it, clean it with brake cleaner, and pack it with some wheel bearing grease, and that'll definitely help eliminate some of that friction there. Alright, I got it blown out, and I can spin it without it having any type of friction in there, or any hard spots. Now let's take this grease and just pack it in there the best I can. see the difference in how it spins now that it has some grease in there. And when you get new bearings, they don't spin that fast. It's just because of that grease in there. It generates a little bit of resistance. But it's definitely going to keep it a lot cooler. Probably need to get a little bit more grease. I think this will probably work out. Have the seal here cleaned up. Pop that back in place. I'm going to take my brake cleaner and get it cleaned back up. Take the remanufactured bearing. Oh, son of a sucker. Shit. Alright, got the alternator belt replaced, no power steering, doesn't have power steering. The compressor belt's replaced. And I had to change the oil, so that's done. So I'm going to do my first startup with the AC, I can't get it out right, the alternator belt. I think I got some decent, it's pretty tight, but I'm sure it'll loosen up a little bit, because after you drive for a while, they'll be a little stiff until they loosen up. Let's see here. Other than that, I think this is pretty much good. The bearing is greased, and that should work out just fine. I've done that before in the past with some of the vehicles, and it'll help prolong the life of it. So we'll see how this one work out. Then when we bought this car, it was pre-owned. He hasn't had his car for about a week and a half yet, and unfortunately kind of already having problems. This owner was the owner of the Volvo I had, so it seemed like it's kind of some bad luck. Thing with buying these used cars, they'll tell you that they had a lot of stuff replaced, like the guy told him that he had a new motor in there. I like CarMax vehicles because they go through a multi-point inspection, and they do sell really good quality vehicles in comparison to this demographic around here. And there are some other places that sell higher end or more superficially appealing, and maintenance wise, the maintenance is going to be brought up pretty well on them. So they do sell sturdy vehicles that are going to be a lot more reliable than these side lots, because in most cases excuse me, in most cases these side lots are just going to patch them up, just like this one. Unfortunately, they didn't throw new belts on here. They didn't even change the oil. Let me see, I got the oil filter here. Let me get this. So here's the oil filter, and yeah, it's got some oil on there from when I spilled it when I took it off. But I mean, this oil filter hasn't been replaced in a while, and how you know is the O-ring. The gasket on here is smashed pretty bad. So yeah. I do want to check the condition of the timing belt on here. I mean, they allegedly put a new motor in here. I mean, it does look clean, and they'll clean the hell out of a vehicle in the engine compartment, but you know, it does help with looking for leaks. But I digress. We're not looking for, you know, stuff on this vehicle. But it is unfortunate this guy does have like a string of bad luck with vehicles. Well, I know I said I won't talk about it anymore, but there was another issue when he first bought the car. Mentioned that the transmission cooler line was leaking pretty bad. They allegedly went through it and repaired it with the hose clamps. However, they didn't clean the area off, so I'm gonna take it on a good test drive, make sure it's not leaking transmission fluid, and yeah, make sure it's not leaking any transmission fluid, and clean the area up a little bit more better with some purple power, because it was transmission fluid all around here. Let's start it up. Everything seems to be working okay. I'm gonna let it do its thing. I'll be back. The good news is the belts and everything work out fine. It's been running for several minutes. Got the oil change sticker up there. However, it's gonna need a battery. This is a Duralast, and it's got a 10 of 16 date on it. So, and even then, when he drove it, when the belts broke, it killed the battery, and that battery stayed dead for an entire day. So it's gonna have to be replaced. I'm gonna have to put a new one in here. Things happen. Batteries typically last like 4 or 5 years anyway. And after that, I mean, it's like an old person. You know, after 85, kind of lucky to wake up every day. So I'm gonna get one of those installed today or tomorrow, because I'm kind of over it today. Probably tomorrow. It is sizzling a little bit. I got the. Is it making any noise? It is. It is actually sizzling. It smells like rotten eggs a little bit now too. So I'm gonna have to actually put a new battery in here. It's gonna need one. So, but other than that, the everything works. Let me show you the belt. Here's that belt. I mean, this thing was jacked. And it goes with what I was saying earlier about buying cars from side lots. You know, even though I work on a guy's car that sells vehicles, the difference is like everything that needs to be done gets taken care of. The bare necessities. You know, the oil is going to get changed. We saw the oil filter wasn't changed. The belts, if they're dry rotted, like especially like this, is going to get changed. So he wants to always ensure that the vehicles are safe. So that's a good thing about that guy. But I mean, everybody got to make a dollar, and it's unfortunate that when you buy these as-is vehicles, they're going to skip over things like this. And this is not from the belt breaking off the alternator. It's simply because it's just old and dry rotted. I mean, it was going to have to come in for servicing anyway. I did look over the vehicle. Yeah, it's sizzling right now. Oh gosh, that damn thing stinks. Yeah, we're going to take that right on off of there. I've seen only one battery explode. And even though I've installed several batteries, I used to actually work for a battery company. Well, I worked for a place that sold batteries. And I actually seen a battery that actually exploded, and it looked like it was definitely a catastrophe. So somebody put a grenade in that joker and it exploded, and you can see all the cells inside of it and everything. But if your battery ever smells like rotten eggs, please get another one. Get rid of it. But other than that, this is the state of the belt. This is what we got. We got new ones on here, and I'm going to continue with the repair to get everything working appropriately, so he doesn't have to come back for another 6 months or until he needs another oil change. So, but other than that, hit that link, subscribe to the channel, stay informed, have that reassurance in my work. See you next one.